Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, so today I'm bringing you another side-by-side comparison on two budget tablets, being the Lenovo A1000 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3 7.0. These are two budget price tablets, 7 inches, and it really goes to show where is the right price point, where if you spend a little bit more, you get more, or if you really just want to save the best tablet for the best price. So let's compare these two and see which one comes out on top for your needs. Now when it comes to look and feel, these tablets are very distant. Lenovo goes for the very kind of minimum price point, plastic, feels very cheap in its construction, and just not all that well in terms of durability. I mean, if this takes a ding, it's pretty much done. Not to mention the screen is very, very easily scratched. Hopefully you'll be able to see some of the scratch marks, but it is very, very easily scratched. I've traveled with it very rarely, and somehow it's gotten little scrapes here and there, which is very disconcerting. The nice part about it is when you do hold a landscape, it does feel like this is how it's meant to be held. It does not feel very great this way in portrait, but landscape, it feels very good, and the front stereo speakers fit perfectly, as well as the curve of the tablet fits perfectly for landscape mode. With the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3, this is Samsung's third iteration at a tablet, 7-inch, actually fourth really, but it shows that they've kind of keep going in the same direction. Basically more of a look that we have, very glossy, unfortunately still. I do prefer the matte metallic finish style that some of the older Samsung tablets have. This is very shiny, very plasticky as well, but does feel a bit better compared to the Lenovo in terms of look and feel. In terms of in the hand, this fits really perfectly one-handed. It feels like it was meant to be held in portrait more so, especially since in landscape, although it does rotate because it has Android 4.1.2. I have noticed that you can touch these buttons by accident at times. Not as much as I would say the 10-inch, which is horrific at that, but definitely it's not ideal for it's more ideal for a portrait than a landscape, and simply because physical buttons instead of built-in touchscreen buttons. So in terms of look and feel, I would give it to the Samsung overall. It just has a better feel. 7-inch tablets are generally for portrait instead of landscape. Something Lenovo I just kind of think is going for, although I do love the front speakers. Overall look and feel would just go to the Samsung. Now when it comes to web browsing, neither one of these are typically ideal per se, but it's more so because of their screen resolution. Both of these boast a 1024 by 600, I believe, screen resolution, which basically is less than 720p, so not ideal for eyes to be reading. It's about equivalent to the iPad mini. It's a bit better than that because of the smaller screen size, but definitely when it comes to viewing text, let's refresh these. Neither one is, I would say, ideal per se. We can see that color representation, as I'll go further, in the Samsung's a bit better on the screen, which is very disappointing in this, by the way, because this is, according to Lenovo, an LED screen. And I mean, I wasn't expecting an AMOLED screen, but I was expecting a bit better quality than this. The Samsung LCD TIFF screen definitely, I would say, outperforms it. And now these are connected to the same Wi-Fi. You can see, although the Lenovo started strong, it tends to kind of lag at the end. Now these are with the stock browsers that are inside of the device. These aren't, you know, the Chrome browsers you can get or Firefox or anything else, but these stock ones that come inside. Now when it comes to responsiveness, both do pretty well. I would say there's not too much lag in either one. Let's put it to, okay, oops. Go back on that one, double tap. And now on this one, while it's loading, it's a little bit laggy now because it's loading, but let's see if it speeds up at all. Okay, let's try it now. So in terms of overall usage, I would say these are about average. The Lenovo tends to go faster at times, so you can see, but it's inconsistent at best. The overall experience on either one of these, I would say, is fairly similar. Both of these use a version of the old Android browser that both brands have tweaked. Ideally, I would say the Samsung loads a bit quicker on most pages, whereas Lenovo kind of lags on that for some reason. And in terms of pinch to zoom, I would say the Lenovo is a little bit faster. And double tap, I would just call this a draw. I don't see either one of these particularly great for web browsing, but it'll get the job done if need be. So let's move on to the next category. Now when it comes to music, we obviously have a slight advantage in front stereo speakers, unlike these little back-end speakers that get covered up during gameplay. So let's try it, comparing both music to music. So same song, and let's play it. So this is the Lenovo.
They say you wanna win, then you know the price. And do this overnight. Had a little chick that was going to gripe. Early in the morning was on the flight. I don't really know if it was wrong or right, but I do this overnight. Always did it big way before the hype. I'm just trying to live, let me roll the dice. Gotta be the boss, can I own my life? And do this overnight. You women telling me this shit for show my type. My jewelry looking like I just went on a heist. Garage full of SUVs and motorbikes. We see how.
Okay, so not that the Samsung speakers aren't good, it was actually very clear in comparison to the Lenovo speakers. However, the Lenovo, just the front stereo speakers are just going to always win no matter what. Projection of sound going towards you just sounds better, it just makes it better, and you definitely get more of a stereo on these two sides rather than the back two that are on the same side when going on landscape. Even on portrait, it just sounds better just because, again, it's facing you. So no matter what, the sound comes out better in the Lenovo. Now when it comes to video playback, this is kind of interesting. Immediately you notice a huge difference in the screens. Again, this was one of the most disappointing things about the Lenovo. This so-called LED screen is rather pathetic compared to an LCD TIFF screen. So let's play them to see how the videos turn out.
By waving your hand over it?
Yeah. Is it? Am I doing it right? Someone has to call you first.
Well, give me your number. I'll call you.
Yeah. Give me your number. Come on.
Introducing the Samsung Galaxy S4. The next big thing is here.
Now, the one difference, of course, is that from the Lenovo, when you're playing a video, so the speakers were originally coming from the S4, but now I'm going to switch that.
Sorry, I was just checking out your phone. That's the Galaxy S4, right? Yeah, I just got it.
Did your video?
I was just checking out your phone. That's the Galaxy S4, right?
Yeah, I just got it.
Did your video just pause on its own?
Yeah, it does it every time you look away from the screen.
And that's a big screen, too.
5 inches, HD.
Is that phone that you answer by waving your hand over it?
Yeah. Is it? Am I doing it right? Someone has to call you first.
Well, give me your number. I'll call you.
Yeah. Give me your number. Come on.
Introducing the Samsung Galaxy S4. The next big thing is here.
So, the speakers do, I would say, play better on here, but in this case, unless you're really covering them up with the Samsung, which you can do, it's just not enough. The quality is so much better for viewing on the Galaxy Tab 3.0. So for video watching, overall, you're going to get a better experience from the Samsung. If you have headphones, you're even going to get a much better experience compared to Lenovo. So for video playback, you want the Samsung. Now, when it comes to the camera, there is going to be an obvious difference. This is the A1000, meaning that it does not have a rear view camera. It only has a front camera. However, when comparing which Lenovo I was going to get, this one had front stereo speakers, whereas the A3000, I want to say, which did have a rear camera, didn't have front stereo speakers. So it was kind of like, well, out of the two, I would say for me, my purposes, I would say the front camera did what I would say needed to be done in comparison to not having front speakers. Overall though, in the quality, you have a VGA front camera compared to a 1.3 front camera. So when we compare these two, we will notice a definite difference. So just to show you, oops, wrong one. What the front cameras look like. Let's turn both sideways and get a better look. So you can definitely see the color reproduction is going to be a lot better on this one, and as well as the details as well. Let me zoom in a bit more so you can see. On here, just concentrate on the goatee per se. You can definitely see a bit more detail, although not as ideal as you would want it, just definitely sharper. So overall the detail will be better on the Samsung, and just better color, being able to grasp better color and sharper image. So the Samsung will be the overall better one on camera, at least comparing to this model, although I believe the A3000, I want to say again, I'm not sure it's 3000 or 5000, will be better on the front camera, and definitely it would have a rear camera. I just don't see it comparing just with the difference of this, how it would be dramatically better compared to the Samsung. So overall, if you want to take quick photos or video chat, you will have a better overall experience with the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3. Now when it comes to gaming, neither excels dramatically. They both have decent graphics cards. They both have Mali graphics cards, which aren't the best, I would say, especially their version of them. They're older. Overall, I found a little bit less stuttering on the Samsung compared to the Lenovo, but not by much. I would say they're roughly the same. I really don't recommend either one of these for gaming. I would say if you're going to go for gaming, you're better off going with a higher end device, whether that be the Nexus 7 or the Note 8, but these two for gaming just aren't recommended. Basic gaming, Angry Birds, cut the rope, feel free, but for advanced gamers out there, you're going to be very disappointed in the long run. Now, when it comes to battery life, the Samsung definitely will edge out the competition in the Lenovo. The Lenovo definitely gets more, on average, I would say about 4 to stretching 5-hour battery, whereas the Samsung doesn't do dramatically better, but you will get a 5 to 6 hour battery, I would say, usage time. However, what I would give the Samsung credit for, that it does a lot better comparing to Lenovo, is not draining when you're not using it. The Lenovo seems to drain whether you're using it or not. If you have it on and if you have Wi-Fi on, it's just going to keep draining. However, Samsung has always done a pretty good job of allowing the battery not to drain when you're not really using it. So Samsung does last a lot longer. If you left both of them not charged for the day, with Samsung you'll pick it up and still about at 90% or 80%, whereas the Lenovo would have dropped down to about 50%. And this is real life experience, so it's definitely better on battery life with Samsung. And when it comes to extras, this is really an interesting one. The Lenovo, both of these offer a micro SD card expansion. The Lenovo A1000 offers only a front camera and not a rear camera. Even the higher model, though it offers a rear camera, it doesn't offer front stereo speakers. So even if you would take into account, say, the higher version of the Lenovo, you're still missing, the Samsung will have the overall better camera, but you still have an IR blaster, so this can be used as a remote control, which is another extra. Overall, for the extras in that, as well as just having more extras in comparison to the interface, you do have an Office solution built into this device, whereas you do not on the Lenovo. So you have, Polaris Office, although you can get free Office from other ways. It's just Polaris Office is much more sophisticated than most of the free ones. If you get a paid one on Lenovo, then it's something, but really extras you just get more with the Samsung overall. Now when it comes to price point, this is definitely one place where the Lenovo shines. The Lenovo is going for $149 currently right now. And the big difference of this compared to the $199 for the Samsung is this gives you 16 gigs, whereas this only gives you 8 gigs. Keep in mind, both have expandable storage, but that definitely is a huge advantage for the Lenovo. Not only do you save $50, but you have double the storage. It's something that I wouldn't take lightly, especially because I'm a huge advocate of needing a minimum of 16 gigs. I don't like that the Samsung only comes in the 8 gig model. And I definitely would say it would benefit from having more storage. So for this point, easily would go to Lenovo, and I do caution people because this has more storage. So this is definitely a huge advantage of the Lenovo comparing to the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3, that you get double the storage at $50 less of the price. So, which one is the better tablet? Well, let's tally them up and see. In the look and feel, it will go to the Samsung. Just has the better overall look and feel. Just more stylish, easier to hold in the hand. Doesn't feel as cheap, although it's not premium definitely, but it doesn't feel as cheap compared to the Lenovo. More ideal for the landscape or portrait compared to the landscape. For web browsing, it really is a tie. None really are that outstanding when it comes to web browsing. The Samsung seems to load web pages fast as Lenovo, but in scrolling, the Lenovo seems to have an edge half the time, and half the time it doesn't. So in the end of the day, I'm just going to say both of them are okay. Neither one is outstanding. When it comes to the music capability, it will go to the Lenovo, of course. Front speakers, just better sound quality overall. It just gives you a richer experience because they're in the front instead of in the back or the side. When it comes to movies, it's going to go to the Samsung. It just has a better overall movie watching experience. You just really have a really great screen quality for a 7-inch tablet. Not best pixel-wise, of course, but when it comes to color and viewing pleasure, it will be good. Camera will go to the Samsung as well. You have just a better camera, front and rear, and it's going to be better than either version of the Lenovo out there. Gaming, neither one's really that great. I wouldn't suggest it for serious gaming. However, the Samsung stayed a bit more consistent. Please check out the gaming reviews to look further on that. But overall, I would say it did better. Battery life will go also to the Samsung, just edges out the Lenovo by a couple hours, but definitely longer when it comes to standby time. Extras will also go to the Samsung. Just overall, the extras are definitely just the IR blaster and having better software built in, such as Office, built in for really good usage. Lastly, price. Definitely going to go to Lenovo. Just a better price, double the storage for the price point. So overall, which one is going to be the tablet for you? Well, the Lenovo is definitely better on price, and you get double the storage for $50 less compared to the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3.0. However, the Samsung Galaxy Tab is the better, just cleaner version, better UI, and overall better experienced. However, if you really are pressed for cash, I would say the Lenovo. Now, neither one of these are ideal for heavy users, but for light users, I think either one would be happy with this decision. Alright guys, thank you for watching this side-by-side comparison. If you did find it helpful, please give it a like and thumbs up in the description down below, and share it with your friends and colleagues. Thank you for watching. This has been RCKY, the Android Guy.